Hello everyone, and welcome to the Week 3 edition of the Wilkes Journal-Patriot's High School Football Rundown presented by Cooks and produced by RiverStreet Productions. I'm sports editor Zach Colburn, and assistant sports editor Brandon Moree will be with us in just a minute to take a look at this week's games. For the second time this season, we had 2 nights of football in Wilkes County, but all three teams that played won their matches. Brandon's got more on those games over at the big board.
That's right, Friday night was a rainy mess, so 2 teams, East Wilkes and West Wilkes, decided to move their games up to Thursday night. Wilkes Central, they were playing Surry Central. They decided to go on Monday. So let's take a look at those games on Thursday night. We're going to start with West Wilkes' 68-0 win against the North Stokes Vikings. This is the very first play of the game. They weren't messing around. They were going double reverse, flea flicker, boom, all the way to the end zone. That's one of 2 completions on the day for Alex Ortiz, and that one went all the way for 6 points. That got them off to a great start. They ended up scoring 42 points in the first quarter. They ended up scoring 68 for the game. The 68-0 margin of victory is the largest in program history for the Blackhawks, and it's the second most points they've ever scored. They scored 69 against Ashe County in 2001. A great dominating performance for the Blackhawks all the way around. You can see they did it on offense, they did it on special teams. They just saw a punt return, and here's Brendan McCoy. He had 3 interceptions in the game, and he took this one back to the end zone for a pick 6. They did it on defense as well. A good win for the Blackhawks. They'll see Bishop McGinnis in Kernersville this Friday night. For the game, Ortiz 2 for 4 for 92 yards from that touchdown that we saw. He also had 1 carry for 23 yards and a touchdown. Running backs Tyler Skeen and Brody Wable each had 2 carries, and they had 2 touchdowns. So you do the math. Pretty dominating performance for the Blackhawks. Good luck to the Vikings for the rest of the season. Could be a long year for those guys. All right, let's move ahead. We're going to take a look at East Wilkes' 42-0 win against Forbush on Thursday night. That's Damian Reed right there. He's going to score the first touchdown of the game on a little end-around run. He's tough to take down. He's had a good year this year. He scored 3 touchdowns on the game. That was the first one. This is a pitch here from Devin Couch from Bryce Vestal. Bryce knows as soon as he gets it out of his hands that that's going to be a touchdown, and it was. Not only did the Cardinals take care of business on the ground, but here's an 86-yard touchdown pass from Bryce Vestal to Jared Wood. Bryce has gone over 100 yards passing in all 3 of the Cardinals games so far this season. He's on pace to have another tremendous year in Ronda. They are 3-0 on the year. Forbush just fell to 1-2 with the loss. Derek Jason had a team-high 30 yards on the ground for the Falcons in the game. Vestal 5 for 7 for 163 yards through the air, 9 carries, 51 yards. Devin Couch over 100 yards again on 8 carries for 2 touchdowns. And Damian Reed 7 carries for 83 yards and those 3 touchdowns, like I said. Okay, on Labor Day, Monday night in Moravian Falls, Wilkes Central was hosting Surry Central. Last year in Dobson, Surry Central held on to a 1-point victory because Wilkes Central went for 2 on the last play of the game, and they were denied. It was not that close this year. Wilkes Central took care of business with a 34-19 win, thanks in large part to that running back right there, Tyler Bowles. He's having a great year so far. He scored 2 touchdowns in the game for the Eagles, and Evan Howell is going to score here on a 6-yard scamper late in the game as well. A good win for the Eagles. They'll be heading up the mountain to Boone to see Watauga on Friday night. Okay, we don't have stats for those yet. Those will be in Friday's newspaper, so be sure to pick one of those up. You can also see those online, www.journalpatriot.com/sports. Okay, let's take a look at the RiverStreet production play of the week. We're going back to Millers Creek on Thursday night. This is Brody Wable from 57 yards, and he comes around the end, and look out, what a hit. You do not want to be in that young man's way. I hope the Viking defender is feeling all right this week. What a run from Brody. All right, congratulations on the play of the week and to the Blackhawks for their big win. That's going to do it for me. Zach, back to you.
Thanks, Brandon. All 4 Wilkes County teams will be back in action this coming Friday as East Wilkes will host Walkertown in a rematch of last year's first-round playoff game. North Wilkes will host the same Vikings of North Stokes. West Wilkes will travel to Bishop McGinnis, and Wilkes Central will head up the mountain to Boone to face Watauga. All right, this has been the 3rd week of the Wilkes Journal-Patriot's High School Football Rundown presented by Cooks. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at WJP_sports, and while you're at it, like us on Facebook. We'll see you on Friday nights.